What's going on, everybody, and welcome back for another workout. Today we're going to do our movement mobilities and our mobility movement. So remember, those are two different things, even though it might not make sense. But we're also going to do something just a hair different today. One, we're going to incorporate some of our upper body mobilities instead of just only focusing on the hips and the lower half. We're also going to go through a very brief foam rolling session or set or rotation so you can add this in. Now I got a 3-inch PVC pipe. It could be a 4-inch PVC pipe. It could be a high density or low density 2 foot, 1 foot, 4 foot foam roller. It does not matter. Okay, but I'm going to take you through those movements as well. Now this particular workout, we've done it on its own day. It could be its own thing, its own workout. It could be before your regular workout, whether that's cardio or resistance training. It could also be after your workout, whether it's cardio or resistance training. So there's a lot of times or a lot of applications to this particular workout. So let's go ahead and go through it. I'm going to take you through and show you each movement, 1 or 2 sets, but we'll go nice and easy, nice and loose. And again, if you got questions, comments, or concerns, or need variations or modifications, feel free to just let me know. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to start with that foam roller. So if you have your foam roller, let's go ahead and grab that. Now if you do not have a foam roller of any sort, go ahead and fast forward, and I'll put the time down at the bottom, and you can go right into your mobilities. But go ahead and grab your foam roller. And I'm going to make this as simple as possible, and I try to make this pretty much idiot proof so I don't confuse myself when I do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the right side and work my way to the left side so we don't miss anything. Now whether it's a pipe or foam roller doesn't matter, that's up to you. I'm going to start on my lower leg or my calf, okay? And I'm going to have my left foot on the floor and both hands on the floor to offset some of the weight. If you want more weight, you can always add more weight, more pressure. But I'm going to start mid-calf muscle, and I'm going to roll almost up behind the knee, just below that knee, the backside of the knee, and then down to the bottom of the calf or almost into the Achilles. Okay? Now, right now, we're not doing anything special, anything crazy. Whether it feels good or not, that's going to be based off of what your body and your muscles are experiencing. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go nice and smooth, nice and steady. Now let's say you roll and you feel what's called a hot spot, or it feels like you're rolling over a bump or something like that. You're going to want to stop rolling. You're going to want to focus on that and just breathe through it. Okay? Now one thing you can do, which I like to do, is turn my toe or my foot out. Now I'm going to get the outside or the lateral portion of your calf and do the same thing. Little bit up, little bit down, and none of it is fast. It's smooth, it's steady, so that you can enjoy it more, okay? And then I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to turn my toes in. I'm going to turn my foot in and get the inside part of my calf or the medial portion of my calf. And again, just a couple of rolls, a couple of passes, and we're still on that right side. Now, I'm only going to do a couple of passes, couple of rolls. If you need more, want more, or you don't want more but you need more, keep going with this. But to make this easy, I'm going to now roll it up to my right hamstring. Okay? Same idea. You're going to start with it mid-muscle. So let's say where the hamstring or the back of your leg meets your butt. Let's have that be the top range of motion. And again, just above the backside of that knee. And I'm going to be doing the same thing. Little forward, little back. Now this one, it's going to be a little bit of a thicker muscle, bigger muscle, beefier muscle. So this left leg on the floor, I might want to bring that over the top to add more weight, more tension to the muscle. Get the foam roller a little bit deeper. Okay? But if your balance is an issue, then just put that foot down. Okay? Now I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to roll my toe, turn my toes, and foot to the outside. It's going to get the outside of my hamstring. Okay, that'll come into play a little bit more later, but then you can also do the same thing, turn your toe to the inside. Again, that'll come in play a little bit more later. But you have the freedom, you have the option to turn the toes in or out or keep it straight up. Now our next one is not going to be pleasant for anybody, but we're going to hit the side of the leg, or what's known as the IT band. Now I'm going to stay up on my hands, I'm going to stay up on that opposite foot, and I'm just going to turn over, roll over. Okay, now from a upper body holding yourself up, if you feel fatigued, drop down to the elbow. Okay, now the top leg, the left leg, this kind of depends. When we turn the toe in, turn the toe out, you have the option of doing that, and it changes where you're rolling. So if I want to put my top foot, my left foot in front, it's going to be kind of like the front part of my side of my leg, of my IT band. If I do the top leg, left leg behind, it's going to kind of get back to that hamstring when you turned your toe out. Okay, and if you want to stack your legs, one, that's not going to be the most fun. You're not going to enjoy that very much, but you have the option of doing that. So again, same thing. Turn your toes in, turn your toes out. Put your top foot in front, put your top foot in back. You have the options, move around. And we're just going to go a couple of passes here. And we're still on that right leg, still on that right side. Okay. Now your next one, again, we're going to stay on that right side. All I'm going to do is go face down, face flat, chest down, and I'm going to do the same thing. Okay. Little bit forward, little bit back. Now there's not going to be too much wiggle room on this one as far as freedom. You can turn and you can move and you can do whatever you want. But for this particular one, you're going to want to kind of stay squared up to the floor. And again, it's going to be a little bit forward, a little bit back. So now this one, you could come all the way up to the knee and you can come all the way up to the hip. Okay? You do have the option of coming up on your hands and your arms, straight arms, but you will fatigue a little bit. Okay? So just drop down on the elbows and get comfortable. Now because I'm still on my right foot, right side, right leg, my left leg is just going to be off to the side. You can go straight, except for you're going to kind of limit your range of motion. So I actually like to bend it, because then as I roll forward, that left leg can kind of help. Okay, so we're just going to go a little bit forward, a little bit back. I'm going to do a couple more here before we change into our last one with our right leg. Stay up top on the top of the quad. All right, so here's going to be our last one. I'm going to show you a different angle so you can see it better. Now we just rolled out the front of our leg, our quad, okay? So I am squared up, my hips squared up, almost like I'm getting ready to do a plank or a push-up or Superman's. Instead of the foam roller being perpendicular to my thigh, I'm actually going to turn it on a 45-degree angle up on my right side, okay? And this angled pipe or roller just makes it a little bit easier to roll. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my right leg off to the side and roll that way. And I'm actually going to roll out away from me and then bring it back in. Another angle for you guys. I'm going to do 45-degree angle forward. And I'm going to bend my right leg. So what we're going to try and do is hit the inner thigh of my right leg. Now you can bend your leg and do it. You can straighten your leg and do it. You can open up. You can close those hips and rotate to the floor. You can bring that pipe up high, up into the hips. You can go down close to the knee. But this one is another one that is not exactly pleasant because we don't really address these muscles from a recovery standpoint too much. So when it comes to rolling out, you're going to have some muscles that are a little bit more tender. Okay, so go ahead and keep doing that. I'm just going to set up and adjust here. So this is the last one with our right side, right leg. Okay, so maybe you do 5 reps, 10 reps, or passes, or 30 seconds, or a minute a muscle. That's fine. But what we're going to do is just going to work our way the other way. We're going to stay down. We're going to go to the left side, and we're going to work our way backwards, just so we hit every single muscle. Okay, the 45-degree angle, upwards, forwards, out to the side, left leg on top. Okay, left leg is now my bent leg, right leg is now my straight leg. And remember, you can straighten your leg and roll, you can bend your leg and roll, but just try to put a little bit of weight onto that muscle so that the more pressure, the more rolling. It's like an uncomfortable, deep, intense massage. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do a self-inflicted massage. We're trying to roll up, roll out, literally, and knead that muscle. Okay, now from here, we're going to stay on that left side, but now we're back to turning that pipe perpendicular. perpendicular to your body. So I'll reset here. So now we're laying flat in that push-up or plank position on the elbows, and it's perpendicular to our body. And now my right leg is back to being that bent leg if needed. It allows you to roll a little bit farther and have a little bit of a bigger range of motion, and it also takes a little bit of a load off. The closer that contact point is to the body, the lighter it feels. So now from here, let's say we're going backwards from the quad, the left quad, or squared up, and we're working our way backwards through our progression or through our muscles. Next one is going to be the side or the outside of that left leg. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to rotate towards you guys. I'm going to keep that right foot in front, and now here we are. Very easily, we just transitioned to our IT band. Okay? And remember, you can open up, you can put that foot behind and hit a little bit more of that hamstring. You can go over the top and roll forward and get the outside of your quad or the front of your leg, or be totally even Steven on your side and hit that IT band. Okay? All of these are beneficial, so maybe it's 15-20 seconds each side. However you want to do it, more is going to be better than less as long as you do it slowly and you continue to breathe. So that's going to be our left leg IT band, and as we continue to go through our progression, making sure to hit every muscle. Now we're just almost back to the beginning, but we're on our butts and we're going to hit the back side of our legs, which is our hamstring. Okay, so both hands are on the ground. That right leg is still that non-working leg. So if you want to have it bent mid-muscle between where the hamstring and the butt connect and the back of the knee. And you could have a small range of motion and focus on that hot spot if you have any, find any, feel any, or all the way up towards the top of the hamstring where the butt meets the hamstring, or smooth, steady, full passes. Just stay under control with it. Keep breathing. Try to relax the muscles that you're rolling. Your body might find this painful or difficult, so you might accidentally, unknowingly, unwillingly tighten up and resist it and tense up. You just want to stay as relaxed as possible, even though it's very uncomfortable. Now, the last muscle group we have is going to be the calf. So literally, we're now back to the beginning. All you're going to do is roll it to mid-calf. Okay, so right below the top, behind the knee to right above the Achilles. And I'm going to start straight because that's the easiest one. Kind of just let the rolling happen. And then as I go, maybe that's when I start to turn the toe out and get the outer portion of your calf or the lateral side of your calf. Turn my toe in, get the inside part of my calf or the medial part of my calf. And then 5, 10, 15, a million passes, and you're good to go. So that's a very, very basic entry-level rolling, which you can do before your workouts, after your workouts, on non-workout days. You could even do that type of rolling in your workouts, called intra-workout rolling. None of it is a bad idea. All of it is good. Okay? So if you don't have a foam roller, that's another item on your to-buy list for your at-home gym. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and switch it up here. We're going to go into our regular mobilities. And we're going to start on our back with those full roll to V-sit, where we tuck our chin to our chest and pull, double high knee pull, knees to chest as well. Remember, at the top, you're going to exhale. If you want to stay out there and reach to the toes, or both toes, or out in front, however you want to do that. Now, you might feel, if you did do the rolling, you might feel like you're slightly loosened up. And that's the idea, that's the purpose. Let's go ahead and go a couple more. One more. Okay, now I'm just going to turn this to show you guys a little bit of a different viewing angle. we're going to do what's called a roll to hurdler stretch. Now you were literally doing roll to V-sit because your feet or your end position was in the V here. You're going to pretty much do the same thing, but let's start with the right leg tucked in. So roll to, this is called a hurdler stretch. Same side is not a bad thing. Both hands is not a bad thing to that toe. In front of you is not a bad thing. But if you want to go opposite, you're going to get a little bit of a rotation. You're going to get a little bit of a bigger stretch, okay? But you're also going to get that hip mechanics that we're trying to go for with the roll to V-sit. So roll to hurdler stretch. We're going to stay with that right side coming in. Reaching out in front. Reaching to the toe with both, or the last one, the good one, the hard one, coming across. Okay, let's go a couple more here. Both in front, both to it, and opposite to it. Let's go 3 times. Both in front, both to it. Now big rotation, right arm, left toe. There we go. All right, so now we're going to go left heel, left foot tucks in, okay? Let's do it. Roll to hurdler stretch. Both out in front. Both hands to the right leg. Now just that left arm to that right leg. Here, let's go through it again. Both out in front. Both hands to the toe. Left hand to the right toe. And if you recall, when I do this, I'll put that right hand and I'll push off the floor to give me a little bit of a encouraged range of motion. I'll kind of push and give myself a little bit of leverage. All right, one more time through. Both in front, both to the right toe, left to the right toe. And beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna flip my mat. We're gonna go back to the beginning where we are on our back, but we're gonna do our lying leg kicks. Okay, we're gonna do our lying leg kicks here. First set, you can go non-working leg bent or down. I'm gonna go down because I'm already a little bit warmed up. We've done the pre-mobility rolling, and we've also done a good amount of roll to V-sit and roll to hurdler stretch. So my hamstrings could be a little bit looser than they typically are when we start with the leg kicks. So we're gonna go 10 repetitions, right side. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now I'm going to stay with my single-legged mobilities, okay? Now we just stretched the hamstrings and the glutes. Now let's tighten up the hamstrings and the glutes via one-legged glute bridge or hip thruster. So I'm back to my right side. I'm going to tuck that heel into the floor. I'm also going to put that heel in the floor maybe out in front of you. Okay? Left leg, non-working leg, I'm going to bend it. We're going to go 10 glute bridges. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now I'm going to switch it. Same thing. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Good work so far. Good work so far. We're going to stick with the one-legged mobilities, okay? But we're going to go back into big range of motion stretch standpoint, okay? So we're going to do those high knee pulls, lying high knee pulls, but we're going to be alternating. We're going to go 10 and 10. 3, 2, 1, and go. Now I'm going to stay straight on for no other reason than I just really want to pull on the legs, on the shin, on the knee, and get a big range of motion. We'll get to our glutes and our hips when we do our pigeon pose. So I'm going to worry about that when we get to that. I'm going to cross that bridge when we get to it. Right now I'm just fully committed and focused on my hamstrings. Okay, 7 and 7, 8 and 8. Now remember, when you're doing this, if the head starts to fatigue or neck starts to fatigue, lay down and then pull. You're just relying a little bit more on your upper body to create that range of motion. So what I like to do is I like to crunch up, sit up with it, and then let the body weight as I lay down be my range of motion increaser. Let's go one more piece. Last one with the left. And beautiful. All right, so now flip it, move it, change it, whatever you got to do. We're going to go on that in that quadruped stance where you're on your all fours. You got 4 points of contact. Okay, we're going to do our hip circles, hip fire hydrants, donkey kicks, and then we're going to do a couple other ones that we have done before. We're just going to add it in on our mobility day. So I'm going to start with my right side for no other reason than I'm right-handed, and it makes it easier for me to start on my right side. We're going to go fire hydrants. Now remember, we're going to go right side, right leg. We're not going to dip and drop and cheat with that left side. All right, here we go. 10 repetitions. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1. Smooth and steady eddy. Keep breathing. No dipping or cheating. Don't worry about your range of motion. If this is your range of motion for today, then that's where it needs to be. If you try increasing your range of motion and cheating, then that's no bueno. We don't want to do that. Let's go one more. 9 and 10. Same thing going left side. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, I'm going to turn here, but still staying in the quadruped stance. We're going to go the donkey kicks. Now, purposely today, I'm going to bend my leg. Now, today we've given you options. Okay, I'm going to bend my leg and keep my knees at 90 degrees, but I'm also going to flex my ankle, meaning I'm going to pull my toe to my shin. I'm just going to drive that heel to the sky, and I'm not going to point my toe. I'm going to pull my toes to my shin. So that's called flexing the ankle. Reset. Heels up, squeeze the butt. Heels up, squeeze the butt. Heels up, squeeze the butt. All right, if you have not started, go ahead and start. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Same thing, other side. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3. Now, same thing when we were doing the fire hydrants out to the side. You don't want to cheat or compensate or dip. This one, more height is not necessarily a good thing if your upper body starts to dip and drop towards the floor. So don't worry about your height. Even if it's right here, keep it steady. Let's go 2 more because I stopped counting. 1 more and break. All right, so here's that pigeon pose that I was talking about. Here's that butt stretch. Instead of the lying down high knee pulls with heel to opposing hip, we're basically achieving the same darn thing here. So we're going to go right leg, right glute, right hip stretch. Left leg, straight leg is the back leg. So get in that quadruped stance, and all you're going to do is step back with that left foot. And if you can bring that right heel to the opposing hip, there you go. Now let's go ahead and hold it for a 10 count. Now remember, you could be upright and sitting down more. You could collapse down and get a different stretch. Whatever feels good to you, whatever you feel you need. Okay, we're going to go 10 seconds. So we're starting here in the quadruped and step. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Back up to that quadruped stance, 4 points of contact. Okay, left side, left butt, left hip. stretch. Step back with the right. Okay, and let's hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. And time. All right, so I'm going to move my mat just a little bit. Now the last one that we're going to do here while our face is down is not necessarily in the quadruped stance. We're going to do our groiners, okay? And then our groiner to kick through, or toe kick, or heel kick. All right? So this is a progression that we've been doing and working on for a while now. If it is still awkward, if your balance is still an issue, if you just can't quite do it, grab your ankle, grab your toe, grab your shin, grab your leg, pull it through, take your time. All right, so the first one is groiners. We're going to go 5 each side. Whether you drop the elbow, rotate towards up, T rotation up towards the ceiling, or extend up, does not matter, but there's going to be a little bit of a pause in that groiner position. So let's do it to it. All right, we're going to get in that push-up position or plank position. Groiners, 10 total, 5 apiece. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Now whether you are faster or slower than me, just know we got 5 apiece. And all I'm going to do is mix up. Whether I rotate or drop, I'm going to mix that up. Here's the extension portion. And I drop that back knee to exaggerate that extension. So groiner, back knee down. We go there 6, and I'm going to go a couple more with the T rotation. Reset. This will be my 8. T rotation. 9 and 10, I'm going to do that elbow drop. One more. Okay. Reset to that push-up or plank position. Now we're going to do this one just a hair a tad different. Groiner to toe kick. Okay. Groiner to toe kick. We're going to purposely sit down and reach, almost like that roll to hurdler stretch. One arm across your body to the opposite toe. We're still only doing 5 apiece, but like the groiners, there's going to be a pause. So that's going to look like this. I'm going to groiner with my left foot. Right leg comes through, and I'm going to purposely sit down. My left hand is available. My right foot is kicked out and extended. I'm going to reach out. Now, come up, grab the foot, do what you got to do. Do it, drag it if you have to. Step back, you're in your groiner, switch it over. All right, so we got 5 aside with that stretch, with that toe touch. 3, 2, 1, and go. Groiner, sit down, exhale and reach, step back. I'm in my groiner. Groiner right side, left foot come through, sit down, right hand, left toe. All right, there's 2. Same thing, smooth, steady Eddie. Make this happen. Do what you got to do to make this happen. Now we're not pushing the pace at all. We're just pushing your ability as far as what you can and cannot do based off of the previous time going through these exercises. Each time you want to be just a smidge, just a little bit better. And if you're a little bit better each time, that's better than no better. Okay, we don't have to hit a home run every at bat. Just get on base. Now I'm going to think that that's maybe 6 total. 7, 8, 9, 10 for me. Now get your 5 and 5 or 10 total. Now all I'm going to do here, not necessarily the quadruped stance or setup, but we're going to slowly start working towards our shoulders. Okay, and then we'll work our way standing up. So go ahead and stay down here. Sit back, butt to heels. We're going to do our reach, roll, lift. Okay. So on hands and feet. Butt can be down to heels, depending on what your knees allow you to do and how long they let you stay there. Elbows, knees, floor. I'm going to put my palms down. I'm going to reach with the right, keeping the left stationary. I'm going to roll or turn or supinate that palm up, and I'm going to raise up. I'm not going to rotate and lift. I'm going to keep my shoulders squared up, just like I'm at the beginning. Reach, roll, lift, roll, reset. All right, let's go ahead and do it. This is alternating, or do your set and do your other set. I'm going to go 5 apiece. 3, 2, 1, and go. Reach, supinate or roll. Now do what you got to do to open up that palm. Lift, reset. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. Boom. Okay, here's going to be not a new one, nothing crazy, but it's going to be a torso rotation and shoulder stretch. So we're going to be basically in the same reach, roll, lift stance, but it is possible for your hips to come up, and if they come up, that would slightly increase your range of motion. So here's what I'm going to do. Elbow to knee, hands down. I'm going to start with my right side, and it's going to come across my body. But because my left hand's there, I got to get it out of the way. So I'm just going to put my left hand out in front. My right hand's going to reach across. And what I'm trying to do is rotate to get my right shoulder to the floor. Now from here, what I like to do is actually like to take my left hand and pull my right hand and kind of pin it to the floor and then drop. Now here's where the butt might come up, and that'll actually increase your range of motion, your stretch. So feel free to do that. I'm going to hold it for a 3, 2, 1 count, and I'm going to start over on the other side. Now my left hand's coming across, so my right hand gets out of the way. My left hand comes underneath. I'm going to pull and pin and then drop my shoulder. 3, 2, 1, and time. I'm going to go one more apiece. Right hand come across. Left hand pulls and pins. Right shoulder to the float. Reset. Okay, last one here. Left arm across. Right hand pulls and pins. Reset. All right, so because today is a mobility day and we're going to make it a full body mobility day, we got a couple more with the shoulders. Now instead of our instead of our Supermans, we're going to get in that same Superman setup, so face first, but instead of arms out in front, they're going to be arms out to the side. Think of it when we do our bungee pull aparts, except for no bungees. So face down. Okay, palms are going to be flat, arms are going to be out to the side. Now every time we come up into the Superman and you squeeze your butt and your back, arms up like a pull apart. Back down if you need to. I'm going to try and hold that upright position, that thoracic extension, chest up position. I'm going to try and engage the glutes the entire time, and I'm going to go 10 pull aparts or reverse flies. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest. Now we're going to do that Superman shoulder circle. So now your hands are out in front of you. Palms are going to be down. Now if you do not recall the Superman shoulder circle, your palms are going to be down. And when they get about rib and hip height, or even or level with your ribs and your hips, palms are going to come up. Bring the thumb to thigh, thumb to butt, or hand to hand. Okay, we're going to do 10 repetitions on that. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Up, squeeze the butt, squeeze the back, touch the thigh, touch the butt, bring it on back, and relax. 1. All right, your speed, your pace, 10 repetitions. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now to offset some of the tension and load on the low back, I'm going to sit back butt to heels like we just did for your reach roll lift, and I'm going to collapse down. Okay. From here, I'm going to walk up to that upward facing dog and then push the shoulders up. I'm going to put my toes on the ground, downward dog, squat plank, hyper squat or super squat, hands down, fingers on the floor, squat to stand, tight at the top. Beautiful. Very, very good job. A little bit of a shake, nice and easy. Now I got the PVC pipe because I'm going to use the PVC pipe for my shoulder mobilities. So we're going to start with the PVC pipe pullovers. Now typically we've done our horizontal, our vertical, our shoulder circles, arm circles, maybe a low trap raise before we got to this guy. Okay, so we're going to go out of order, but we're literally going backwards in order. So PVC pipe pullovers for 10. Now if you don't have a PVC pipe, maybe you go right into those shoulder or arm circles. We just want some sort of range of motion, big range of motion in the shoulders as we finish off our mobility rotation. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, if you do not have a PVC pipe, use just your body weight, but we got the low trap raise. So flex forward. Now PVC pipe on the knees, slightly above the knees. Good flat back, good mechanics, good posture. Don't bend or buckle in the back. Okay, 3, 2, 1, low trap raise. Now as you raise your arms or your PVC pipe, it's not going to be collapsing down and cheating. Stay rigid, stay disciplined in your form. The only thing that's moving is your arms. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now because I have a PVC pipe, I'm not going to do my arm circles. I'm going to go into my shoulder circles. So we're going to go shoulder circles for 10, shoulder circles for 10, opposite direction. 3, 2, 1, and go. Now remember, you could very much so put your hands on your hips. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Your goal is the same. Big range of motion in the shoulders. I feel a little bit more free, and it actually feels like I have a bigger range of motion, like I'm doing more. Whether I am or I am not, doesn't really matter, because that's what I'm feeling. So that's what I'm going to go with. A lot of stuff you want to go off of feel. You want to focus on that feel, focus on the form. Let's go one more forward. Same darn thing going backwards. Big range of motion. And the reverse shoulder circles is a little bit more of a natural movement, range of motion. So this one could be a little bit bigger or just easier to do it, less awkward in general. Let's go 3 more. Let's go 2 more. Let's go 1 more big circle and break. All right, so now we are at the beginning of your upper body shoulder mobility rotation, except for at the end of this rotation. So we're going to go horizontal shoulder mobilities for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Switch it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Break and shake. You ladies and gentlemen are done with your mobility and soft tissue, self-myofascial release, our SMR, our foam rolling. Very good job today. Now remember, this exact workout, because it has foam rolling in it, could be done before your workout, after your workout, on your rest/recovery day, okay? In the morning upon rising, right before you go to bed at night. There is no right or wrong time to do this to take care of your body. Head to toe, front to back, side to side. Very good job today, and we'll see you at our next workout.